Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4, and today we're looking at Eldfall Chronicles. Now this is another skirmish game on Kickstarter in this golden age, and let Lipstickpaddy tell you all about this game, and he has some deep concerns. Alright peeps, we're still in the golden age of skirmish games, and here's another one that's popped up on Kickstarter with an incredible box art and gorgeous minis. Ooh, it is looking interesting, but I'll tell you now, there's something a little bit worrying about this, as I'll explain when we go down. But when it comes to how's it setting itself above any other skirmish out there, and it's basically its complexity is pretty high. Let's go down and have a look at it. Now, these heroes, they can move, attack, then jump into cover. They can climb up things. There is line of sight. There is all sorts of complexity to the gameplay at hand here, and the terrain plays a big part. Also, you can put NPCs on the board to kind of get in the way of you fighting, which you could potentially attack and level up your abilities. Now it has solo here, there's AI cards in here, and it's basically, there is some kind of quest there, the kind of like, you got to go and defend, one person's got to defend this, one person's got to do blah blah blah. It's not really setting up interesting scenarios or any kind of campaign, so it's basically on the face just a skirmish. This character model here looks fantastic, doesn't it? Get 3D minis. The minis all look cool. Now, here are the faction boxes. The boxes are designed to have 6 characters in, and they're only giving you 3. The other 3 look like they're stretch goals out, and I don't know why they just don't put all 6 in here, because it looks like a better value proposition when you do that. And one of my concerns is due to the complexity. If you give someone one of these player boards, they've got to keep flipping this sheet back and forth to look at their skills and stuff. And even so, you might need the rulebook to kind of explain the nuance of what your character can do. And there's no like cards here. For example, I would have preferred it if each hero had a small deck of cards with all their abilities on. So when you're playing an ability, you can just put the card down, because these abilities can be upgraded. And for example, if you're a mage, you want to have your full spell deck with you instead of flipping this over, and it's a little bit kind of clunky, not streamlined. And again, with the complexity of things like how to climb, dodge, and all the interesting mechanics you can do on the playfield, it would have been nice to have a kind of player sheet also, like just to help you with that. Because when you're playing a skirmish with people, you just want to give them a character and they're ready to go. And when you've got to like flip over your card, it's very, very intimidating to see what this character has. If you've got like a deck, it makes it kind of more interesting, but here you've got to remember everything and then flip it over to get your stats for the rolls, and it's a little bit, as I said, it's clunky. Now there is line of sight also, and it's probably one of the most strategical skirmishes I've seen on Kickstarter in recent times. And models, yeah, the model's looking great. You use it a set of points to kind of build your army. That's how it kind of balances itself out. Now the rulebook is not going to be given, amazingly. Like, the rulebook is in beta form. It actually looks pretty well polished, but it is kind of it's like, oh, it's heavy. It's heavy to go in, and that's why you kind of need a player aid sheet and a deck of cards for each of these heroes' abilities. Especially when you upgrade and you can just swap a card out. Here it's kind of turning over your board every time you turn. It's like going to be flipping this board all the time. Or just have a second board with all the abilities on, because if you look at Dice Throne, for example, your heroes there, it's a great player board and you've got all your abilities on that. And here it's kind of, you got to flip it over, mate. You got to keep flipping over your thing. Yeah. Yeah, you are going to be got measuring sticks here and all that stuff. It's interesting balance going on. You'll certainly think it's meaty. It's a heavy skirmish game. Just has that little awkwardness of having to flip over the sheet. And token-wise, it's all looking great. And this is kind of the Warlord's pledge to get everything. Because you get all the adventurers, you get the creatures, you get the 3D scenery, and you get this world map poster thrown in, which is fantastic. These are like the monsters that are coming through. And the 3D quest pieces, so yeah. They're going to be sculptures, it says, yeah. More of these will get unlocked through the stretch goals. And world map poster, not really interesting, is it? Would have been nicer to have like another board to fight on. Now you can add these on a la carte if you wish. And if you're not going for the creatures in your pledge, you can just get these tokens that represent them, which is a little bit poo-poo. And if you want like extra measuring sticks and extra AoE templates, you can get these, but mini, mini. It's like this this card here. Combat arts, fencing 1. Fencing level 1. What's fencing level 1? Well, you've got to flip the card over. Find out what it is. Now, some of these are like captains or superheroes, if you like. And they have these stratagems, which are like super abilities. Nursing Aura and Spiritual Paragon. You've got to flip your board over to see what all that means. You've got to flip your board over to find out what Hieromancy level 4 Spellcraft means. And the Clairvoyant skills, they're going to be on the other side as well. So it's like... It would have been so much cooler to have the deck of Hieromancy level 4 deck, have Clairvoyant's deck, actually have some special cards with the Nursing Aura and the Spiritual Paragon, and you have no cost to actually use any of these skills, though. That's what's interesting about it. Just the clunkiness. There's like a play video I'm going to play a little bit of, and I'll kind of show you that the guy has to flip it over. You get an idea of what my big pain is for this. And the fact there's no player aid, because you're potentially going to be... You know, you come in new, you give someone this card and they're mini, you turn it over and you see all your abilities, you got to keep flipping back and forth, and you need the rule book to kind of really spell out certain things, so you're going to be printing off like pages for each person, and it's just going to look amateurish at the table when you print stuff off. And I don't know why they're showing like these minis with just this one card. Flip it over, let's have a look at their abilities. Dear me. Now, the stretch goals are going to put models in the pack. Expect 6 to unlock if it goes bananas. And more scenery is coming in here. And more upgrade cards. Like, can we not have skill cards for each hero? Or is that going to be a stretch goal? You're kidding me if it is. So heroes coming out and all this good stuff. The rules, the beta rules, the rules that are in flux. You can get these. It looks pretty well polished inside, but you're not even going to get it. You're going to have to print it. And you will notice when you come in here the complexity of some of the stuff. Yeah. Like, if I came down this Kickstarter and it's like, here you go, the swashbuckler. This is the deck of cards that this person can play with when he's fighting. I'd be like, this game's feckin' amazing. And also, you've got, like, player aids. That'd be amazing. And the rulebook, they actually printed it off and give it you. Like, what would you expect? Alright, here we go. We're going to see a card. It's this one here, the Hunter. And he's going to have to flip over. Here you go. And as you can see, it's like... So when I turn over, it's got a bit of the rulebook in here, like stealth 2 up, tracking and climbing at this person and infiltrating. But he's only got assassination 1, it's 1 ability. And the ability is aiming for the vitals, you gain 6 power when you attack. Right, so like these characters only have 1 ability. And this is my big concern about it, is like, you don't know how complex they are. This assassin guy looks to be, you know, character's all about, okay, stealthing up and then going in for the assassination attack, climbing up and stuff. I'm really concerned about it, because at the end of the day, I want to see, like, if I'm playing a sorcerer, I want to have a spell deck, and I don't want to keep turning over my card to look at what I'm firing and stuff like that. And you can see there is magic wielders in the game. So that's my concern at the minute, is like the Kickstarter page is not showing you the complexity of the heroes, and on that quick one I showed you, the assassin only really has 1 attack, and it's pretty dull, isn't it? So yeah, why no deck of cards? It's like a glaring omission, and no rulebook. It's like, smells of amateurism that you've got to print it off, because it's like really important. Why not putting it inside the box? Also, my other concern is that this is, it is the first created game by Free Company, and not doing the stuff that I've mentioned makes them look amateurish. And with that, I can't really put a pledge on, not even $1 pledge for this, because I just think it could be doing more. And that's my kind of disappointment here, because I was really excited about when I saw this coming out on Kickstarter. It looked really cool. But then it's become worse and worse the more I've kind of waited for this. And I've had to do my video now, because I've kind of seen what was coming. And with like the incredible skirmish games that you can check out on my channel in this last month, dear me, you've got so many better ones to go from that are so much more exciting to get hold of the heroes and play with loads of abilities knocking off. And this one is hiding from you what they are, and having the player, the actual the player board that you've got to keep turning over for you to read what's on there. Anyway, this is Eldfall Chronicles. It looks like it came to Kickstarter too early for me. It needed to do some more stuff, and not giving you a rulebook criminal, and making it a little bit sore when you get a player's character and having to kind of sit there for a while to kind of absorb what that is, when a deck could have been so much more like beneficial. I just don't know why they've not done decks for everyone's abilities. It's kind of weird. Other than that, the minis looking cool. The actual rulebook looks very good. The complexity of the combat looks fantastic, and all that looks great. Just the execution of the gameplay, which is my concern because of that. And that's why I think unless you're collecting skirmish games. That's, you know, you might want to collect this because it's more heavy. But if you're only getting one skirmish game, or you're running after a second one or another one, like, there's better ones out there than Eldfall Chronicles that are either on Kickstarter right now, or late pledge will be coming up, or late pledge is there already. So yeah, there you go. Eldfall Chronicles coming to Kickstarter pretty late in the day because of all the skirmish games that have dropped recently, and I just don't think it's head and shoulders above the other ones, and with that I'm mega kind of disappointed because it looks so promising. Anyway, that's Eldfall Chronicles, peeps. I've told you my thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please give the video a thumbs up, and I'm interested to see what you think of this Kickstarter. Well, yeah, some are good, some are bad. That's the way. But when I've got a huge disappointment, I've got to come and tell you, because this could have been something special. But anyhow, thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Lipstickpaddy. You've been watching Kickstarter Radio 1 2.4. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now.